can Chelsea wreck Brighton? Because Brighton has been on excellent form this season. They got the draw against Arsenal, drew with Manchester. They got a draw against Arsenal, beat Manchester United, and I think they've been unbeaten this season, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been on fine form. Now the question is, can Chelsea wreck that excellent form? And Chelsea has been in fine form themselves. Excuse me. Beating League Two side or League Two side 5 goals to nil. Also smashing through Wolves 6-2, beating coming up a victory, smashing West Ham as well 3-0, and having a stout performance against Bournemouth, if not a dominant performance, but a stout dogged performance against Bournemouth to have a 1-0 win. Played well against Man City, but ended up losing the game. But all in all, just lost one game, but have been unbeaten in their last 6 games in all competition. So I think Chelsea comes into this or goes into this game or will come into this game with on supreme form and supreme confidence. So the question is, can Chelsea break down this Brighton team? Can they wreck this Brighton team? Now, as I say, with respect to other teams, is that Brighton, that side that will come to play. They'll come to play. I said that about Bournemouth. They'll come to play, and one thing that they may do would be to press Chelsea real high. Not just playing a high line like West Ham did. West Ham played a high line, but they didn't quite high press. I'm thinking, Brighton would come press high in Stamford Bridge, try to get the, Stamford Bridge crowd a bit anxious and challenge Chelsea that way. For me, that's where the other side of, Enzo Maresca's tactics or style of play philosophy comes into play because, like I said, if you know what Enzo Maresca's tactics is possession, dominating by possession, and then hurting the opponent based on the weaknesses they show. So if Brighton chooses to high press and then leave space in behind, then that will give the room for the likes of Noni Madueke, Mikhailo Modric if he plays, or Jadon Sancho, Christian Nkunku, Nicholas Jackson as well, who has been on very good form this season, scoring 4 goals, in 5 Premier League games. You know, give them the room and space to get in behind this Brighton side. But all in all, the key thing is maintaining possession. Be positive on the ball. Be aggressive. Don't waste too much time on the ball. Let the ball move. Let the ball move. Stick and move. Stick and move. So, and then in the press conference, I think Enzo Maresca revealed that Reece James is still unavailable or will still be unavailable for the Brighton game, but Romeo Lavia is available and Malo Gusto is available. Now, for me, that's music to my ears. Malo Gusto should go straight in to right back. I don't want to see any Disasi business there. I don't want to see Wesley Fofana there for sure. So Malo Gusto goes right to right back, and Lavia now, with Lavia being fit, that poses a new question. Does Enzo Maresca go for his 2 10s and play with a lone 6? Because I know Caicedo has been on absolutely good form, has been on great form, tremendous form, I must say. Romeo Lavia, of all Chelsea central midfielders, has been the one to show he's capable of playing that lone 6 role, of playing that 6 on his own. Like Maresca said, a player that is able to attack and defend in equal measure. And Romeo Lavia has shown that, although we can say Andre Santos may be able to do that as well, because he's been on very good form as well. For Strasbourg, he may be able to do that, but he's not available. Leslie Gochko, I think, can do that or would be able to do that, but he's not available. He's on loan to, Southampton. I think being on a fairly decent form as well. But I think Caicedo still needs to have like a partner, in that midfield. And then the next question is, with Remo Lavia fit and available for this game, what happens to Enzo Fernandez? Now, I know Enzo Fernandez is one of the vice captains, and he could get a captain band as well. And Tosin, I think, is another vice captain as well. So, what happens? Do we have a Romeo Lavia? Do we have or maintain rather the Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo central midfield partnership, or you break that up, you break up that marriage, and you insert Romeo Lavia and Moises Caicedo partnership. So let me know what you think about that. What are your thoughts? Do you think Enzo Fernandez clearly is the best partner for um Moses Caicedo, or you think Lavia can come in and do a very good job and pick up right from where he's left off? And that may be another thing because he's just recovering from injuries. Maybe Enzo Maresca wouldn't want to just bring him into the team immediately. Maybe give him 10, 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes at the most in there. And then there's several questions as well. Jaden who would you have in the left wing? Rather, yeah, in the left wing. Mikhailo Modric was very decent against Barrow, but as Barrow leaked to side, and you got Pedro Neto, and you have um Jaden Sancho. For me, right now, I'll be going with Jaden Sancho because I think this is a game where you need people who are able to hold the ball. So, i.e., your Cole Palmers, you know, your Modrics, and your rather Noni Madre case as well. And of course, Jaden Sancho, people who are able to hold the ball, manipulate the ball. Now, Pedro Neto is a very, very good player, very, very good player. But Pedro Neto's strength is his speed, ability to just see a pass, fullbacks, stop, start, and move. Now, against the Brighton side, I have a feeling that it will require people who are more skillful on the ball, who have more flair on the ball, to actually unlock the Brighton defense. So, without saying much anything, without wasting much time, I'll go to my own lineup. Not a predicted lineup because I can't predict what the coach may do. He may choose to tweak it up and come up with something else. But my own lineup, the sort of lineup I would like to see, I'd like to see Sanchez in goal. He's been doing well. If it's not broken, don't change it. But in the heart of the defense, Tosin Adrabayo and Levi Cole. Sorry, and Levi Cole. These are players the two people I want to see in the heart of the defense because Tosin brings that calmness, he brings that control, he brings that composure, and don't forget his long passing, his long range passing. So he's able to pick out passes from Chelsea's own half. So that's an amazing trait for him to have. And against Brighton, you need all the keys. You need all the keys, I tell you. And then Liverpool he's been on good form. I think better form than Wesley Fofana, even if it's ever so slightly the difference between Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana at this point. But I'll still go with Colwill. And then right back, like I said, Malo Gusto goes straight in to right back for me. No Disasi, please. No Wesley Fofana there, please. And no other person there. Just Malo Gusto. Go straight in. And then left back, Cucurella. He's been amazing, amazing form. Vega came on and played well, in the Barrow game, the Carabao Cup. Fantastic. That's good for him. That's good and good for the team to see that if anything happens to Marco Corella, you have, a more than adequate backup. So but for me right now, Cucurella is the inverted fullback king, and he has that warrior spirit, which is something I think Chelsea would need not only in this game but in the season going forward. And then in the midfield, um, I wouldn't shake things up too much, so I'll still stick with Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo there. Then have Palmer in the 10 role. People say, "Oh, he's suddenly playing well in the 10 role." No, no, no. That has always been his best position. He's struggled out wide. He's always struggled out wide. In the Premier League, if you don't have pace, you're going to struggle as a winger. So Palmer in the 10 role, that's for me. And the right wing will be Noni Madueke playing on right wing. I've seen some weird formations people are coming up with, having Malo Gusto playing right wing, just all sorts of weird stuff just to put Noni Madueke on the bench for whatever reason. But for me, Madueke on the right wing, and then in the attack, in the central position, number 9 position for me would be, in the number 9 position for me will be Nicholas Jackson because he's been good this season. No matter what how his form has been last season, he's been decent this season. I know he struggled in the Bournemouth game, and I would say Nkunku is a way better finisher than Jackson, but Jackson's on good form, so you let him play. As the kids would say, you let him cook. So for me, Jackson should start, but in the second half, if things are not going the way of Chelsea, if we're not getting if we've not got the goals, if it's a 1-0 lead or a 1-1 draw, something of the sorts, you bring on Nkunku, who's got a hat trick in his previous game, the Carabao Cup game. He's been on very, very good form. So happy with him 100%. And then on the left wing for me, could just go with Jadon Sancho, Jadon Sancho all day in the left wing. I know some will go about Pedro Neto. He's a good player. He's not a bad player. Not a Madrid I mean, sorry, I keep Mikhailo Modric um, was very good in the Barrow game, but want to put so much pressure on the young player and sort of batter him a lot and criticize him even when there's no need to criticize him. There's one thing about things like this. You have people that just want to criticize people. Whether or not the player is playing well or has had a good game, you just want to criticize him because maybe that makes you feel good or that, helps you with your engagement and stuff like that. But he was good in the Barrow game and should have had more than one assist, more than the one assist had when he laid that cross in for Pedro Neto. So he's been good. He was good at his Barrow game, but the argument is it's a League Two side. So for me, Jadon Sancho, he was impressive against Bournemouth when he came on. And for the bits where he got the ball in the West Ham game, he was still very good because you need someone who will turn those, Brighton defenders inside and out. And Jadon Sancho is the candidate for that particular assignment. So that's my own predicted, not predicted, my own desired lineup, the kind of lineup I want to see. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. And I'll mention this, but I'll talk about this in a different show, and that's Tosin Adrabayo. Supposedly has decided to play for Nigeria. For me, that's good news because that's someone I think, that's a position I think Nigeria actually needs players, needs legs because one or need bodies in there because you just have to Ekong. He's 36 and could retire anytime soon, and even if he doesn't retire, he may have an injury. You may need to rest him. So Tosin Adebayo, that's where he comes in. I hope he actually comes to join the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's see how he goes. So at this point, I've come to the end of today's video. And like I said, please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so you're notified each time I post a video on the channel. And also share the video as well. So at this point, I've come to the end of the video and I'll see you on yet another video. Bye-bye.